Hello and welcome back to Agon on Actual Play. We have just seen Adrasta best the mechanical boar, and now we're going to do a couple more achievements. Can or Banana, would either of you like to call for an achievement? Call for a contest?
Yeah, I know what mine's going to be.
Best in a big urn.
I know what mine's going to be, unless you have something.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I think I call like a poetry reading and logic, like like the Greeks would do that, right? Like, we're going to war, but like, no, we're gonna battle wits instead.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
have a like poetry shade throwing rap battle type thing.
Yeah. And is this between you and your enemy, or is this amongst all the heroes to see like who's gonna go? What stage is this in? Because I imagine there's first like who is the baddest ass among the Greeks, and then who's at this contest? Are there just Greeks, or are there Trojan your enemies as well?
Right, I think the enemies. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
So yeah, we invite like both to kind of have like it's supposed to be like a summit, like maybe to discuss treaties or something like that. Yeah, but instead we're just going to throw shade on each other.
Nice. And that's the standard custom, or that you're breaking away from the custom? Like was everyone coming here expecting to throw shade, even though it's ostensibly a peaceful negotiation?
That's usually what happens. Like it devolves into like, just showing how much smarter you are than somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So they would come prepared, and I imagine this is a situation where there's like two armies with spears pitched and all the stuff like behind all of you a distance, and then this meeting in the center where an area has been cleared, and there is perhaps a something has been erected so that your voice travels well, so that the armies can hear you even from a distance when you stand in this in the center of this sort of makeshift amphitheater, so that you can sort of throw shade to either direction. And the people you're competing with can hear you, but so can the armies, so they can cheer or boo accordingly.
They've got like the callback people, like
right.
The callback.
There's the chorus.
yeah, the chorus. Yeah. Well, I have a chorus that just follows me around, but they can use the chorus too.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds good. So will Lycos and Adrasta also take place in this contest of shade throwing?
Yes, definitely.
I think I'm not going to participate in this. I just want to spectate it. I just want to watch my friends.
You just want to watch your friends
go at each other. Yes.
On the other.
Lycos received a formal invitation. It was written in like with gold filigree to the shade throwing contest.
Yeah. So this really like strikes a chord with me, because Mendez is working on a rap translation of the Odyssey and the Iliad, with the notion that a rap battle is the truest modern example of what the poets reading them would be, because it would be one part structured and one part improvised. You can find out more about this on the Backstory podcast interview with Mendez.
What?
Where he reads a few snippets of this giant rap that he's made, but part of it is part of it's very structured and everyone says the same thing, and then you improvise based off of who's in the audience and whatnot, and you're dissing the other person, and you're talking about their family and how pathetic they are and how great your family is, and you're always calling on the people in the audience as like, oh, and your grandparents were there, and you were there in this fight too. So you're always bolstering up your side while trashing the other. So this feels very on point to me. So I'm going to need a name of one of your foes who would challenge you in this.
Yeah.
greatest.
Is it the Trojans or
Yeah, sure.
not
If we want it
defined?
to be. It's
Yeah.
sort of vague.
Okay. I mean, common language would be a good thing.
Yes. You all speak Greek. None of you are barbarians.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Why can I not find the basic? I'm too far ahead. All right, so you face off against clear-voiced Isadora. Voiced Isadora. And I believe Isadora makes some mad rhymes about how Xanthi will need the whole Panthy on to protect them from my devastating blows. How Lycos can Tricos all they want, but they won't be able to step on me. And so on and so forth. All right, so let's see how well clear voice Isadora threatens the two of you. She has, I'm gonna do the same thing. She's gonna be rolling D6, D8. She's also skilled because you said, they know that this is right. Like it's supposed to be a truce, but they came here ready to throw shade. So she has a D6 name and a D8 in arts narration. To be clear, also, from your description, this is an arts narration.
Yes. Yeah.
Contest.
Yep.
A1. All right. Okay. So she's got a 5. Highest roll is a 5, so that means there's 5 glory at stake. And to whoever is the best at the rap battles. Ken, since you called this, do you want to roll first?
No.
That's fine.
That's fine.
All right. So Lycos, can you crush?
Yes. So Lycos steps up to the stage and she starts talking about how what's her name again?
Isadora.
Isadora?
Isadora, yeah.
Isadora, okay. How Isadora is just trying so hard to be somebody she's not. And she'll always be second best because, everything she does isn't original. And obviously, Lycos is talking about Xanthi, but she's just like projecting all of her
right.
towards Isadora. And she also has this like cage full of chickens.
Fantastic. Yeah. I think secretly dissing on the people on your own retinue that you think are less worthy than you, while also trash talking your foes, is the highest form. Like it doesn't get, having shade with many subtexts is that's deep cuts right there. So cool. So you'll roll your name, your arts narration, and then you can bring in any strength that you feel is applicable.
What are these chickens for? Is that mysterious? I guess.
I mean,
it's so mysterious.
so mystery, right? So I mean, we define it, right? Like we give these words meaning. My understanding of the Greek notion of mystery is that it's all of like the unknown things. So if this is like reading, I mean, maybe you're not going to like cut them open here, but if this is like reading the signs, like either chicken entrails, or maybe like you set the chickens free and depending on where they fly, that's like a portent. then I think if you use them in some kind of portentous way, then that absolutely smacks of mystery to me.
Okay.
But if you have a different idea of like mystery, we can,
Should I reveal it after or before I roll?
Any way you like, whatever you feel like.
I'm gonna roll first.
Sounds good. If you feel like the outcome,
oh
no. So you can spend 3 divine favor and reroll all those dice.
You know what? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a fair. I don't think you can live to lose this battle.
Okay, I am going to. I should have copied and pasted this.
You can just hit up arrow and it'll
Oh, really?
do your previous. Nice.
Sweet.
All right, so that's an 8. But if you spend 1 divine favor, you can also explode that 6, and you can wait till you see what Xanthi gets. Because right now 8 is winning. 8 is good enough. You don't need to do anything. So you can see like Xanthi. If Xanthi gets less than an 8, you're good. If they get more, you can be like, oh yeah, I will actually explode that die.
About those chickens.
Unbound. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Xanthi.
Okay. Cool.
Xanthi does.
All right. Cool. So Xanthi, you've just been trashed on. That's obvious.
Dunk.
Right. But that's also fair form, right? Like Lycos wouldn't be doing her job if she wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's why
talking mad trash.
Her weak rhymes are just totally not on my level. And
they're just gonna set you up to be.
I just want to show everybody this. So yeah, I think I start with Nox on Isadora because Isadora is a Bora. Yeah, I tried to get you drinking. Dang. And and then I kind of transition it into you're almost as bad as Lycos.
Right. I mean, like most of what Achilles does is bag on Agamemnon, right? Like that's his primary thing is trash talking his king. So,
I've got like a glass of wine while I'm doing this, and I'm drinking it. And then I think at one point, like, even just thinking about you both just made this taste so bad, and I spit it on the ground.
Nice.
And I pour it out like I dunked on both of them.
I feel like there's somebody in like a white robe that's like got an old beard and a balding head, and they're very serious about this. And the wine just like they're below you, and the wine just like sprays all over them, and now their pristine white tunic has been stained by this.
Yeah, cool. I love it.
Cool. Well, roll them bones. See whether or not you actually did bust the mad rhymes.
And I went with the beauty because I'm just me.
Oh yeah. No, this totally feels like
okay.
Man.
No, we're not keeping that.
Oh no.
Let's call on the power of Dionysus to
call on the power of Dionysus. You're gonna bring forth some of the gods' will.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need to use.
So spend 3 divine favor and reroll all them dice.
Okay. Yeah. Because that ain't happening.
Legit.
That's way better.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that D10 can explode, can't it?
It can, yeah. Yeah. You don't need it to at the moment. It's really a question of does Lycos want to explode her D6 and try and beat 10? And if she does, then do you want to roll your D10 and try to beat whatever she got? I mean, you can just spend it on favor now, but rolling higher doesn't benefit you at this point, unless Lycos is going to challenge you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I could wait to see what Banana.
Lycos,
but it does benefit Ken trying to beat Banana. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm gonna use 1 divine favor.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll my D6.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. All right.
No.
Sadly, that's a 9. So Banana, you win. You best Isadora. You are better than Isadora, so you get 1 glory, and you don't mark hubris or pathos. It's just a net win. However, Tell me how your chickens don't quite devastate.
So
Xanthe?
I leave the cage of chickens on the stage and I open it up expecting all of them to fly out, and they just stay in the cage. They're covered in like beet juice. I painted letters on them earlier that say Xanthe on them. But they're all just like hanging out.
There's like some chicken feet on the ground and they're just like pecking away at it, or they're pecking the dirt.
Yeah.
Xanthe, you're going to get 5 glory. You're going to mark one of your traits with hubris, either beauty, arts narration, or your name.
Okay.
And then describe how you crush your foes with your mad rhymes.
Yeah, I think so. After talking, which I can't do as well, but yeah, it's like it's like 10 minutes of just shade.
Freestyling.
Yeah, and just shade, and I call back to their orations, and like pick it apart like line by line. Like, oh, you said this, then you must be that, or something like that.
Sure.
Those are always the best rap battles when they call back on what the other person was saying. And then at the end, my crew, like kind of like crowd behind me, like just
your crew. That's cool.
Yeah. They like jump up, and like they've got wine too, and they just like throw it up in the air, and then it like falls on Lycos and Isadora.
Oh no.
And everyone around them, it's like people just like, I don't know, pop champagne bottles or something, something like that effect, but
well, they've got
it's magic.
They've got these amphoras, right? These giant amphoras that, like, I'm sure just work like geysers when is needed. Just the wine sprays forth. Rough. Okay. So everyone will remember the day that that the Greeks crushed their foes, and that the best among them was Xanthe. And so you may call upon Xanthe another time to aid you. So Lycos, you will write that Xanthe owes an oath to you after this.
Nice.
The next time you need somebody to come throw shade on you, I got you.
I don't need you.
All right. And Lycos, I think you're the final challenge.
All right, cool. I think I'm going to go for, this can either be arts or craft. So I was thinking about like a pottery competition among like everyone.
Yeah, that feels like craft and reason. I mean, that's definitely fits in there. And is the pottery, is there a like a usefulness of it? Like, we need to make more, or is there a like whose is the most beautiful? Like, are you trying to find like the sturdiest, most who makes the most, or the strongest, or the biggest, or is it like who has the coolest art on it that disses the other people with like the little with the vase art? It's along the edge.
So I think it's twofold. So one, they're looking for like the most beautiful, but also they're looking for, the most beautiful artwork would basically rewrite history in terms of like who's going to be the winning side.
That's
nice. Rad. Oh, awesome.
Rad.
What is that? What is the style that I'm like forgetting the name of the like the like the historical depiction that's done? Because I know exactly what I'm visioning it. I'm just not remembering the.
I remember this from school. They had like 2 styles.
Yeah. All right, but we're doing that. We're doing that.
I'm literally taking ceramics right now. I should know this.
Awesome. So who will compete in this competition of vase crafting and painting?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah, awesome. Are you Banana, are you envisioning that this is both sides as well? Like they're each writing competing stories of what happened, and so okay,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna make things easy on myself and say that, given the nature of this, given the sort of showmanship nature of this, that you've sort of earned a enemy in the form of clear-voiced Isadora, who
Back for more.
she has a new outfit, but she keeps a sash that's still stained with wine on it, and she drags it through the dirt as she walks up to, like it hangs from her waist and it like drags in the dirt and the clay, and it just gets grosser and grosser as she walks, even though the rest of her is like clean and pristine. And then she gets, and whenever she has to like wipe away a smudge or an error on the vase, she uses a bit of this. So it's just horribly soiled by the time that she is done.
She's so petty, and I love her.
So let's see how clear-voiced Isadora does. I'm gonna reroll on the same pool. I feel like D68 is the strong suit right now. So let's see how well she is at making these vases. Actually, yeah, we're gonna call it. I feel like. Oh dang, she's been crushed. Okay, as Strife player, I don't have any ability to like re-roll that. So we're looking at a measly 2 glory on the line, which means, Jen, I can already tell you that you're going to have the highest glory coming out of these two. No matter what.
Yeah.
That said, it's still glory to fight for. It's still chances to be better than each other. So who wants to see what kind of pottery they can craft?
I have an idea.
Of course you do.
rather than doing what we were supposed to be doing about doing like the future and stuff like that, I make a pot that's a bunch of chickens not doing anything.
Well, you're writing history. No, that's perfect. You're writing the history, the stories that people are going to tell of these great deeds. So there's
so there's a bunch of chickens just not doing anything, and then a bunch of like weak-looking people. One of them slightly kind of looks like Lycos, and one of them slightly kind of looks like Isadora, just having wine poured on them.
Nice. Does it look like the wine is like coming out of the amphora and rolling down the side? Like if the thing was filled with wine, could it appear as though it was like the art makes it look like it's rolling over the edge and then pouring down on the usurpers, on the would-be? All right, let's. So you're gonna be rolling your name, your craft and reason. Now, what did you mark with hubris on the last one?
I marked arts and oration.
Okay, so your beauty is free if you want to use that. Certainly if your goal is to make this be beautiful, that seems appropriate.
I think I make everything beautiful, but yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, if you feel like your beauty is purely a thing that's tied to you and anything that comes out of you, then I can see you saying, no, I'm not going to roll it because it's not tied to what I create. But if you feel like you instill beauty in everything you touch, then I think that's very much about your perception of the character more than what the rules say one or the other.
Yeah, I don't see them as like super talented at crafting. So
okay.
Yeah, well, they're beautiful. I don't think the pot is going to be beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So just roll your name and craft and reason.
Okay, so D66.
Yeah.
4.
All right, you've done it.
Beat Isadora.
You beat Isadora. I don't know if you're going to beat your companions.
Probably not, but that's okay.
And your companions, being that this is a low glory battle, like you could decide, like, I don't want to actually try that hard. Like, I'm not going to throw a lot at this because there's only 2 glory at stake.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. I mean, even if I it's not as cool as the ones they create. I still threw shade, so it's cool.
Yeah. All right, Xanthi or Leica? No, sorry, Adrasta or Lycos?
Yeah, so I think I make a big pot and I make sure to put that mechanical boar on it. Be like, remember that thing I did that was super cool? Because I'm a little vain like that. But also I just try to tell like a really entertaining story with it.
Nice.
So I have, I think, a D6 for my name, a D6 for craft and reason, and then I think I'm also going to use a D8 for wisdom because my friends are they're treating this as a shade competition, but I think that it's more important to tell a compelling story with a usable object.
Yeah, sure. Well, it seems like also maybe you want to depict the actual history rather than just like you want people to learn of what actually happened rather than just like these fuckers all were super petty and like and like trashed on each other, right? Like so what actually happened during the war? Because it sounds like people just poured wine on each other. I don't understand. How did that work? Cool. All right, there you go.
So I got a 6.
You're winning with a 6 right now.
Okay.
All right.
I think Lycos copies Adrasta's homework kind of, and also does like a boar and Adrasta defeating it. But instead of the boar's face, it's Xanthi's face. That's just like plastered over it. And underneath is like some code, and it translates to Xanthi sucks, but
nice.
like with a K. Sorry, with an X.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, that's, yeah.
So that's 2d6.
You're gonna roll your name, your arts narration, and it doesn't sound like you're being mystery in here.
No.
Okay, cool. All right, fine. Awesome. So you all win. You all make these urns that are utilitarian and beautiful and that will preserve the history of what happened. However, Adrasta is held up as the best among them. So you all gain 1 glory. Everybody with Xanthi gains 1 glory. Xanthi, you gain, or Adrasta. Apologize. I need to write names next to people. I'm kidding. Adrasta, you get 2. Adrasta, you also have to mark hubris. And everyone will call upon you in the future to depict their stories, right? If they want to be remembered faithfully, they know that you will be the one to do it. So Xanthi and Lycos both mark that Adrasta owes you one more oath. And now we will, that was then. So all of the pathos that you have, the hubris that you have, the glory you have, you keep all of that. We don't, normally between islands we reset, but the achievements, in addition to setting up oaths between you, also sort of get your characters a little, you don't arrive quite fresh. You've been changed by your experiences. But the war has passed and now you're returning home and you were lost at sea. And you have a ship and you have a crew. I'm sure on that crew is also your crew. But as you go, each time you set out, many of your companions make their way home, but you are lost at sea by a mysterious fog that only seems to part at the whim of the gods. So I think, given timing, what I'm going to do is I'll sort of give the intro to the island, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and crush it. Does that sound good to you?
What time are we playing until, Sean?
We're playing until noon my time. So basically an hour or so.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So as the fogs do part, you've been at sea for a Gotham amount of time. Meaning, like, Batman, Gotham time never really, like, we don't know exactly when it is. It's been a long time. It seems like you've been at sea forever. And you see 2 islands next to one another. The twin islands of Soros and Ion are tethered together by a narrow land bridge, barely wide enough for a dozen soldiers to walk abreast across it. Ion is a land of golden fields and lush vineyards, tended by captive people who toil under the wrath of the fearsome giant Orta, son of Demeter, who demands the greatest agricultural abundance to glorify his mother. Orta gives a portion of his bounty to King Vlacus of Soros, so his people need not labor in the fields and may enjoy lives of pleasure and comfort. In return, King Vlacus blocks the land bridge with a gatehouse and soldiers, so no one from Ion may escape Orta's service. As your ship arrives in the harbor of Soros, you behold a curious sight. The watch post of the land bridge stands empty, and the border gate is thrown open. Desperate Ionians, clutching their meager belongings, stream across, while the thundering roars of Orta fill the skies and shake the earth. And that is the island you go to. As you notice, even though you've never been to this island, everybody knows, like everybody has Instagram. So everybody like knows what's going on with everybody else. They will all know who you are. And though this is the first time you've been there, you've heard the stories of Soros and Ion. When you come into port, you are visited by the gods. And they can take many forms. They can appear as mortals among you. They can appear as elements. In this case, Demeter appears, and Demeter appears to you as one of the, as you see one of the Ionians that are running across. She pulls back her hood, and in fact, it is not an Ionian, but it is the goddess in human form. But it's clear to you. This is just evident that you're talking to a god, and she addresses each of you by name: lithe-limbed Xanthi, child of Athena, who honors Dionysus; shadow-wise Lycos, child of Athena, who honors Hecate; and far-seeing Adrasta, creation of Atropos, who honors my brother Hades. I command you. And there's like, the gods never like want to talk. They just tell you what, like they don't give any shits about what you think. I command you that these workers, that the workers be restored to the fields before the crops fall fallow, and the people of both islands starve. And she looks, and you can see the grain that they were the grain supplies that have already been ransacked, the fields that are left off in the distance, the fields of Ion that are left abandoned, some of them crushed by the thundering rage of her son Orta, some of the like buildings were crushed by the thundering rage of Orta, and you know that without her integrity, injustice and abuse of authority are rampant right now. And you see the people of Soros horribly mistreating the Ionians as they are fleeing into their land from the island. And then she sort of pulls back her cowl, and she's once again one of the fleeing Ionians. She's just she's sort of inhabited that person for the time. Zeus, on the other hand, appears to you as a thundering roar of the sky. He likes to the drizzle that always follows Lycos turns to like a pouring rain. The thundering of Orta's stomp turn into a peal of thunder in the sky. Everything that is already there is amplified, and the heavens themselves rumble as Zeus commands that you bring order and proper respect for the rightful authority to these lands, lest they restoring King Vlacus to his power, lest they force Zeus's hand and feel the wrath of his thunderbolts. And you see like a bolt of lightning crash down harmlessly, but it's a warning shot against at the edge of the island. Every mortal shall know their place upon the earth, and then the skies, the clouds, the dark clouds sort of recede somewhat, and the sky's calm, and you can sense Zeus's presence has dissipated. Meanwhile, the people themselves look frantic. The people of Soros are trying to protect their homes and trying to fend off the Ionians. The Ionians are fleeing a tyrant from their home. And so that's the island as you see it. Everybody knows who you are. So even the lowliest of islanders call and say, "It is the heroes! They've arrived to save us!" And what save us means is different in everybody's eyes. Yeah. So that's the Isles of Soros and Agon. Are we good for taking another break, and then we dive in and see where your heroes want to jump in there?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. And we'll be back.